I think I'm live. I think I'm over the congestion, which is called, in the old days, it was called hay fever. Hay fever! Don't ask me why they called it that. It just means your nose run, and every time I get online, try to talk, I have to clear my voice. Just for YouTube. I keep getting these calls about the early days of Bob Jones. I am glad we didn't have YouTube back then. I'm going to post a link to somebody I've followed for 3 years. And of course, nobody listens to me. You can tell by my views, but I call him Alex. He likes to be called by his proper name. I think he's in Edmonton. I think I mentioned something about one of his good friends last week, and there's only one problem with having 1 million views. Everybody knows your business. So this is probably going to be short and sweet because nobody wants to know about the news. Actually, I've been spending most of my time trying to understand why in college, I think that's a trick singers use. Are bonds going down? Is the dollar going up? How do treasury bills fit in? And negative rates. I usually leave this to the end of the video. But this is about real estate investing. And about if you own it, who is renting it? And how long does it take to get your rent back? I wouldn't say he's a good friend, but I've met a bunch of them from Edmonton because my dad was there, and I'm going to post his video. You don't have to go back to the Potter's house and watch everything. You just have to know this. This lady was very famous, and she collected things, and somehow it got out of the way, and Alex fixed it, made it look really nice. And as a detective who likes to write stories, who likes to look into who could the possible active actors are. Well, in a small town back in the 40s, when you had dial-up 242. I'll connect you, sir. Did you know this is party line? Anyone could be listening. Which meant all 4 people in your neighborhood that had a phone. But he trusted his neighbors, who he didn't know. Yes, this is related to the Josh video where he got stung by a wasp. And he didn't know the difference between a bumblebee, a wasp, An anaphylactic reaction. Years ago, I thought about moving to Canada. I have, by video. But anyway, to make a long story short, for those of you who are following me and you see my video before I even clean it up, yeah. He knows the name, he knows the family, he knows the people. And he's made a video, and I'll tell you this. Do I have to remind you of the date? I will. As of now, well, that didn't work. As of now, we have ownership insurance, which anybody who has a piece of property has homeowner insurance. And if they rent, they have homeowner renter insurance. And if the person renting does not have homeowner insurance, they can be sued. However, if they don't have anything, and he rented to a family member, which, once again, I listen to radio dramas at night. I think he honestly thought his family wouldn't. Can I say this? Give him a thumbs down. I'll tell you who the people are in my life that ever betrayed me. And I know I made another video. Everybody I know has betrayed me except for those who haven't met me yet. That's the secret to being a detective. It has to be somebody you know who has inside information, and thanks to YouTube, especially if you're out there like he is. There's only 3 million people to go through. But if you narrow it down, and he did a credit check, it had to be somebody you trusted, somebody you liked. And yes, Josh is fine. Don't know about the chickens. Wasp spray. I would imagine if the chickens are still alive next year in their RNDA jab, imagine they're not eating homegrown eggs anymore. But anyway, that's not the point of the story. You're distracting me. I don't rent. I don't do anything anymore. And if my beautiful stepmom, I never had a sister, but I mean, if your stepmom is 1 year older than you, would that be like a stepsister? Oh. Not going to name names, but I am not my father's son, whatever that means. He raised me. But I guess I had a little bit of too many movies from the 50s when gentlemen were gentlemen and officers were officers, and the good guy always saved the day. Dang. Shipped his body home. shipped all the metals home, and they never got their government check, so they hawked it at the local pawn shop for whatever the metal was worth. All right. This is for you, Alex. Edmonton. Ground cracked wide open. He swears it wasn't a drug house. And I agree with him. I think he lent it to somebody who purposely, I'm not saying it's him, to collect insurance and keep his channel alive. However, as a good detective, is that a possibility? Especially if you watch the video and he didn't know anything is going on. I have no idea. I don't know. They're supposed to be out. And he comes in and it's already taped. Major hose or this and that and the other. Why do I do these videos? One, I'm running with the top dogs and I'm getting like 18 views. But my comments are being copied all over, as they always have been. Doesn't bother me much. Well, of course it does. Of course it bothers me. This is what I see in people. They can't make it on their own. And they don't think they can make it by working with others. They think they can make it by ruining your reputation, stealing everything you got, reinventing their narrative. Not mentioning names anymore, because I see who watches my videos. Kind of insider if you're a creator. Sorry, Cindy. You've been totally wrong about me. I know what you're doing. You're putting people on to find their subscribers, and I'm going to nail you on this one. Austin Auction House. You're the honeybee that gets free stuff. And you collect everybody's email. And if you don't like this video, guess what's coming to America? Last video, was it Cuba? South Africa? Afghanistan? USA coming from Pakistan? India and China getting after it? Did I say South Africa? As soon as I get an email, because I should have fixed my teeth. Why? We're going to have to start wearing masks again. It's the eyes you recognize and the voice you recognize. And tonight, from Radio City, I have a wonderful story to tell you about betrayal, about love, about confusion. See, it's not a new story. It's been around a long time. Oh, and by the way, Warsaw, Missouri, a shout out. Sure hope Truman Dam. Look it up. Truman, which when they put in that dam, DAM as in keep the water from flowing and generate electricity so a bunch of hicks can have more than one light. And then we own our property just a few miles down at Pine Cove. And then there's Bagno Dam. Oh, by the way, that gets kind of backs up. Oh, and by the way, if you'll sell all your property, we'll make sure the highway goes north of you. It went south of me, but we got paved roads. I sold. And if anybody listening cannot send me an email, ask me a question, but just refuses, I'm going to tell you this. If you're an auction house out of Austin and you appraise something and you don't have a receipt from where it came from, you're not a registered appraiser, and you're just somebody in a warehouse. Come on, let's go. Returns are accepted. It's my bet. No, they're not. All right. My favorite rooster is 3 years old. He's the ghost. Yeah, I'm talking to you, ghost, from Austin, Texas. You think you pooped in my pudding? I think the RA, not the RAA, not the AAA. What goes around comes around. Oh, I got 10 minutes to say something really important. Don't forget to floss and brush 2 or 3 times a day, especially when you kiss somebody's